Now, to make this abundantly clear, I don't particularly care for this stage. If you're wondering why I don't particularly care for this stage, well, there's a few separate reasons, but there's no timer, there's no time limit, the strategy element is basically non-existent at this point, and I don't even think the enemies respawn if a lot of time passes, because there's no actual time on the clock. A lot of the enemies here actually only have like one or two... This base has two groups of enemies, and that's a problem because you need it to get the one recruitable monster in this area. The monsters are at least reasonably challenging, I suppose. As for my boy Red Eye's Metal, well, he fits, just barely. It's a straight line, so the whole idea of avoiding or just narrowly connecting with monsters in the overworld, not really a thing right now. Just feels like kind of a waste. Also, you'd think that Shimon and Fizdiz, if they were required... First of all, they're not required for any of these missions, but, like, why shouldn't they be? This is the world they know basically unraveling at the seams. You're not going to give them any dialogue, or what? Now, I'm very on the fence for the best way to go about this, because I don't want to lose what I have, but, like... Let me think here. There's two groups of enemies here, like I said before. And... Shit. I don't think I should do that. Like, that's a lot of damage they can dish out in a short amount of time. There's also two up here, I guess. Whatever. Dark Magician will take care of that, no problem. My issue is, do I really want to risk losing capable monsters to get a recruitable monster I may not end up using? This is the same conundrum from frickin' Face Off. This is kind of a cool backdrop, but the fact that there's all those, like, screens within the screens that mirror your movements, it can really slow the game down using certain attacks. So, I mean, I guess you can tweak the angle to be... This doesn't even really help either, because you can always see the action. Luckily, these monsters aren't, like, crazy strong, but, it's whatever. I think this will be enough to finish it off. They're definitely strong enough that we have to pace ourselves and use a decent amount of time trying to take out everything carefully. Of course. Like, we can't just plow through it instantly. They don't have crazy strong attacks per se, but they can do quite a lot if you're not careful. And even with the magicians being jacked up so much, we can't immediately obliterate them. At the same time, though, you kind of have to have a really strong monster on standby, because since everything's in a linear straight line, you can't position a bunch of monster teams around the side of a base and just attack in rapid succession that way. Like before, I said, when you're weak, you should try to do that so the monsters only recover like single-digit HP between attempts, and now you just straight up can't. Alright, he wasn't strong enough to do any serious damage to us, thankfully. And I don't know if this was intentional, but I swear at this angle, Machine King looks way too much like Optimus Prime. That couldn't have been the goal when they made it originally, right? Or was it? Like, am I just a fool and I never noticed that before? Because I swear, the features weren't like... I don't know, in the anime, you could very clearly tell its head was not an Autobot. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Because, like, obviously Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters reference a lot of different things in pop culture and mythology and everything, but I feel like I would have noticed if that was supposed to be Optimus Prime, you know? Well, 7 attacks for the gentleman. That's actually quite a lot. They don't have anything special with them, do they? Doesn't look like it. I guess if you have the camera like this, then it's not really going to show the picture-in-picture thing, so... yeah, maybe you got nothing to worry about. I think this'll KO. Yeah, because the last wave took out the last one. It'll be close, though. Perfect. Probably take more than one cycle to knock out Jinzo, unless I get lucky. Just short. Ah, well. Of course. Whatever. Relatively pointless critical, so I can take it and deal with it. Alright, Joey's about to start a fight. Just have Yugi keep going. Oh, another thing is you can't just have Yugi, like, beeline to the terminal bus because he's just going to keep running up into the wall. Because that's their only strategy, is they beeline right to it. They don't understand how to take curves or corners or anything. Yeah, they've got no items, so let's just blitz them. Did the Machine Cutter get 2 attacks at once? Well, it's certainly not impossible. Yeah, it's really not impossible, because we got a few in a row there, too. Alright, waste your last turn, then. Okay. Since that went off without a hitch, I guess we should at least try and see what'll happen if we take care of that recruitable monster. The downside is... Okay, let me think this through. You go in there. Think better this way. Like, there's not even a pocket to hide in, so when we send a team there, we have to commit to it, or else they're goners. And yeah, that's all the flavor text we get for these locations. It's some kind of mechanism. Do ya think? Okay. Harpy ladies aren't strong enough, I don't think. I can try it, but it's incredibly risky. And the downside is, if I screw this up, I gotta wait a fairly long amount of time for Joey's team to get ready. It doesn't say which one's first, though, does it? Okay, hang on. I'm getting disoriented here in this thing. Alright. Because if it doesn't say which team I fight first, that's a serious problem. The robot team Mai can take down on her own, but the Rocket Knights are going to be an issue. I can't risk it. I gotta send in Joey's team instead. I'd rather lose Panther Warrior and Flame Swordsman rather than risk losing one of the Harpy Ladies. I know the Harpy Ladies need to get stronger, yeah, but, like, they're not gonna get stronger this way. And since you can't bunch your units up, you're just at a loss on what to do there. Now, okay, I guess I should redact what I was saying earlier. No, actually, you can't use these pockets. That's not enough space for any monster to sneak through. I don't think there's a single monster in the game that can get through that. Karibo couldn't get through that. I'm positive that... My goodness, these guys. Alright, whatever. Yeah, this is the weird backdrop with the constantly lighting up, I don't know. Is the idea that if we break through this bridge, we'll be falling? I don't know. It's weird. It's looking like one of those dungeon crawlers, kind of like... I don't know why this is the first example that popped in my mind, maybe just because of how rare it is. If you've ever played the one good Virtual Boy game, Jack Brothers, that's actually not true. Wario's another good game there, but like, if you've ever played that or looked at footage, it's kind of that idea, how you see these layers below you frequently, and it's like, that's the whole point, is you clear one floor and you just fall into the lower floor, and that's how the game progresses. I think I got to play Jack Brothers once. A buddy actually had a copy. It was a reproduction cartridge of it, so I'm one of the few people that can say I played Jack Brothers on an actual Virtual Boy for like 10 minutes, so I never suffered any real eye damage. I don't know, it's really a shame that certain games like that just get missed. If you're wondering how the game is, like, as an actual game, what you can say about it is basically what you can say about a good 80% of Virtual Boy games, in the sense that if they had just been released on the Game Boy Color like a year or two later, they'd be remembered as perfectly fine for the time. It's not worth getting a console, especially one that's as awkward as that, just to play games on. Yeah, general consensus about the Virtual Boy, from what I can gather, is like Jack Brothers and Wario are the two legitimately good games there. The rest are not necessarily good games, but they were okay for the time. If they were on the original Game Boy or Game Boy Color, then nobody would really be bothered by them. Alright, stop. I can't even tell where the frickin' hit radius is. Is it this red line here? I assume so. Alright, whatever. Let's just see what monster lineup we've got here. Because I do actually want to get this. It's one of the Magnet Warriors, so getting this is pretty important. Reasonably important, anyway. If we don't, we don't. But I think with the red medicines we have and just the high amount of damage Panther Warrior and Flame Swordsman can dish out, we should be fine. And yeah, it was the machines we were fighting first. If I had known that, then I would have been fine sending Mai in here to deal with the first team, but I just couldn't risk that given the situation. Yeah, great. Alright, whatever. You know, for a critical, that wasn't even that bad. Keep going. It's actually a pretty sizable attack increase. Okay. I'm actually feeling good about this. I think Joey's team can take these suckers on without losing anything. Hey, I said stop. I gotta be honest, I didn't think Robotic Knight would have lasted this long, but hey, I'll take what I can get. Alright. Now, what does this do? Lowers our attacks. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem, so I guess we'll just try and take these suckers out as quickly as we can. Sunlight Bro, thank you for stopping in. Well, if you have never played this game before, which I believe you haven't, you are witnessing the second to last and possibly worst stage in the game, because the strategy element is kind of whack. Good to see ya. Let's see. He's not using a special attack right now, so that's fine. Kind of curious what the attack animation is, but I'd rather they don't do it, to be honest. 666. I swear, that's gonna be the... Here we go. Okay, that was like higher quality animation than pretty much anything else in this game. Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for stopping in. And thank you for the follow. Hey, have a good night. I ain't gonna hold you here, I'm just happy you could say hello. And don't worry, I'll have the rest of our stuff uploaded soon. See ya. Yeah, for those of you not aware, SunlightBro15 runs the King Cold page on Facebook, like the only real active one at this point, I believe. So, I don't know, we've known each other for a good while, tried to assist each other in the community, and we've had periodic podcast-style vids over the past 2 years, but they've just been awkward as heck to schedule. It happens, though, and when we are still able to put one together, then I'm happy we get that opportunity. Although, I kind of screwed up. We were doing one this past weekend. I foolishly didn't check the audio settings beforehand, so he was a lot quieter than me in the recording playback. Luckily, I was able to mitigate this issue by just going in, sort of re-recording the VOD, and switching the sound based on which of us was talking. It wasn't a perfect solution, of course, but at the very least it made it a heck of a lot more consistent, so that I'm not rambling at full volume like a nut while you can barely hear him. You know, that wasn't really a fair exchange. And I didn't want to scrap the thing altogether, because it was kind of difficult. It had been a while since we did get one scheduled. Found Alpha the Magnet Warrior, finally. Let's get this stupid stage out of the way. No, it actually isn't that terrible, it's just awkward. But yeah, with any luck, we'll be able to do some more in the future. I always like being able to just mess around and talk about whatever nonsense is happening with Dragon Ball, or just with, like, any anime stuff. So as you might expect here, we have the 3 spirits, the 3 elemental... What are they actually called? The Paradox Brother Trio. That's it? I don't know. Yeah, they've all got polymerization. Sangan is probably the biggest concern if you're coming in here with machines, but we're not. Oh dear. Can I actually do this? You know what? Since I blue-balled you all on seeing the Ultimate Dragon, let's do this. What I'm gonna do is use Ryoku, so... I absorb the life points from 2 monsters, and I drastically boost my own attack. This is kind of risky, I realize, but it's not like we don't have blue medicine and can't guard. So that cuts their points in half. Now check this out. It's actually so big it barely fits on the Jumbotron. Trying to look at it like this, yeah, with the different camera angles, that's a bit of a nightmare. So obviously if we would have gotten all the 3 elementals on our team, we can fusion summon this too, but in some maps you just straight up can't even see the sucker. It's actually a reasonably strong attack, but ours is still way higher, my friend. Observe. Alright, now to use the last blue medicine, and we should have basically nothing to worry about. I can break the guard. My attack is 2k higher. I do not have to worry about breaking the guard. Now, I believe I mentioned this during the Teo recruitment mission, but if I haven't, when you beat a fused monster in this game, you do get more experience points than just beating the individual component monsters. I don't think it's an astronomical difference, it kind of depends on level, but it If we don't level up at least twice from this fight, all of our monsters, I would be absolutely shocked. Alright, this'll finish the job. Off you go. Man, I should have used Black Skull Dragon for the canon ending. Oh well. Well, color me shocked. Gentleman didn't even level up. Okay, I guess I was wrong. Why do I feel like that's gonna be a running thing where I constantly think that and I'm just dead wrong about it? Who knows. We get no gold, but it doesn't really matter.